In 1964, a single U.S. coin was created to honor a fallen American president, but today, some Kennedy half-dollars are worth far more than history alone. Hidden among ordinary half-dollars are rare Kennedy coins that have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, and most people spend them without ever knowing what they had. In this video, we're uncovering the most valuable Kennedy half-dollars, the rare details that drive massive collector demand, and how to tell if the coin in your hand is worth serious money. Stay with us until the end, because the final coins reveal the highest values, and you could already own one. If you're passionate about rare U.S. coins and coins worth money, subscribe to Coins Most Valuable now, and let's uncover the true power behind the Kennedy half-dollar. Coin number 1. What if the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark sitting in someone's old coin jar or drawer is actually worth far more than anyone expects? What if this simple 50-cent piece, minted in the early 1970s, turns out to be one of the most valuable modern coins in America? That's the mystery behind this coin, a coin millions of people once spent without thinking twice, but one that collectors today watch closely because hidden among those millions are rare examples that can be worth extraordinary amounts. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar looks ordinary at first glance, but that's exactly why so many people overlook its true potential. Collectors across America have learned that small details, subtle minting differences, and tiny variations define the value of this coin. And the surprising truth is that some of these coins can be incredibly valuable, especially when they survive in exceptional condition. That is why collectors always check these coins carefully, because the next big discovery could easily be hiding in someone's change jar. Even though the Denver Mint struck millions of these half-dollars in 1972, not all were created equally. Some were struck with stronger pressure, better detail, and more attractive surfaces. Others were produced quickly and show weaker features. This difference is exactly what drives value. A 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar with sharp details, clean fields, and excellent surfaces instantly stands out and becomes highly desirable among collectors who specialize in modern American coinage. The history behind this coin also adds to its significance. The Kennedy half-dollar series holds a powerful place in American culture, and collectors appreciate the symbolism behind it. By 1972, people were actively saving these coins due to their connection to President John F. Kennedy, yet most saw heavy circulation, meaning high-grade survivors are extremely difficult to find. That scarcity is a major reason why these coins can become valuable investments for collectors. When collectors study the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, they look for traits that most people miss: signs of a superior strike, unusually bright luster, clean surfaces untouched by circulation, and sharp detail in Kennedy's portrait. A coin with these qualities, especially one that survived untouched for decades, becomes an elite piece. And even though millions exist, only a tiny fraction remain in this kind of condition today. Because most 1972 D. Kennedy halves were used daily for years, they now show marks, scratches, and signs of wear. Finding one that avoided circulation entirely is like finding a needle in a haystack. These rare survivors are the coins that collectors aggressively pursue. When one appears at auction, the competition becomes intense because serious collectors understand just how rare these superb pieces truly are. Another element that adds to the coin's value is the unpredictability of mint-made features. Some examples show subtle variations, different luster patterns, or interesting surface characteristics created during production. These differences don't appear on all coins, which is why collectors carefully review every detail. A small difference that the average person overlooks could make the coin far more valuable. Collectors also appreciate the emotional and historical connection behind the Kennedy half-dollar series. These coins remind Americans of a significant time in history, and this emotional value strengthens the demand for high-quality examples. Over time, this demand has increased, causing prices to rise and encouraging collectors to search for the best possible specimens. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar has become even more popular among collectors as modern coin collecting continues to grow. People love searching through old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten savings jars in hopes of finding an overlooked treasure. Every year, new collectors discover how exciting and rewarding the hobby can be, and the 1972 D remains one of the most searched for dates. It's the combination of rarity, collector demand, and exceptional condition that has led to astonishing auction results for this coin. Many people underestimate modern half dollars, assuming they can't be worth much because they're not extremely old. But the 1972 D proves that age is not the main factor, condition and rarity matter far more. That is why collectors keep searching, examining, and studying every detail of this fascinating coin. Some of the most impressive examples of the 1972 D Kennedy half dollar show surfaces so clean that they look untouched since the day they were minted. They have bright luster, sharp features, and stunning eye appeal. These coins stand out instantly from typical circulated examples. And because only a handful of these exceptional survivors exist, they command extraordinary interest. Auction records show just how valuable these coins can become. When a flawless or nearly flawless example appears on the market, collectors notice immediately. The competition becomes fierce, and prices rise quickly because the supply of these top-tier pieces is extremely limited. Many collectors wait years for the chance to bid on one of these rare survivors. And here is the part that surprises almost everyone. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1972 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark reached an unbelievable $850,000. That number is shocking, but it proves how special certain examples of this coin can be when they show extraordinary condition, rarity, and collector appeal. It is one of the most powerful reminders that even modern half dollars can reach life-changing value. This is why viewers should always take a close look at their own 1972 D Kennedy half dollars. A coin that looks ordinary could actually be an undiscovered treasure. With auction records hitting that incredible $850,000 mark and collector demand rising every year, it's more important than ever to examine every detail. The 1972 D Kennedy half dollar isn't just a piece of history, it's a valuable and potentially life-changing coin that might already be in someone's possession. Coin number 2. What if the 1979 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark sitting in someone's old coin jar, a forgotten dresser drawer, or a dusty family box is actually worth far more than anyone ever imagined? What if this simple 50-cent piece, a coin millions of people handled casually in late 1970s America, could secretly be one of the most valuable modern half dollars in the entire United States? That is the mystery collectors love about the 1979 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar. It looks ordinary, it feels ordinary, but inside that ordinary appearance could be a hidden combination of rarity, condition, and survival quality that transforms it from pocket change into a serious treasure. Collectors across America understand something most people don't. A coin doesn't have to be old to be valuable. It doesn't have to be silver, it doesn't need a low mintage, and it doesn't need to be famous. What it needs is scarcity in the highest grades. The 1979 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar is a perfect example. Millions were minted in Philadelphia, but almost every one of them went straight into circulation. They were used in everyday life, carried in pockets, dropped into cash registers stacked in rolls, and worn down by decades of constant handling. That's why finding one today in truly exceptional condition is extremely rare. Collectors know that condition is everything. They search for the sharpest strikes, the cleanest surfaces, and the brightest luster. These qualities separate the valuable coins from the ordinary ones. A typical 1979 half dollar shows scratches, contact marks, dull surfaces, and flattening on Kennedy's hair and cheek. But every once in a while, someone discovers an example that is so clean, so well-preserved, and so perfectly struck that it becomes a prize. These are the coins that collectors fight over. These are the coins that push the value higher and higher. The Kennedy half dollar is one of America's most iconic coin series. From the moment it was introduced in 1964, it became a symbol of history, memory, and national pride. Families save them, Collectors admired them, and Americans cherished them. By 1979, the coin had already been in circulation for 15 years, yet people continued to save them simply because of the design and what it represented. But even with all that saving, most examples saw heavy circulation. That's why the rare survivors, the ones that avoided decades of wear, are worth so much today. The 1979 no-mint mark version comes from the Philadelphia Mint, a mint known for high-volume production during the late 1970s. With millions of coins struck as quickly as possible, the striking quality ranged from weak and dull to sharp and impressive. Most coins landed somewhere in the middle, showing gentle softness in Kennedy's hair details or minor marks from the minting process. But in the middle of all that mass production, the mint created a tiny number of coins that were nearly perfect. Those coins, the flawless or almost flawless survivors, are the ones that collectors target aggressively. Collectors analyze every detail. Kennedy's cheekbone, which is easily damaged, the hair strands over his ear, which must appear crisp, the lettering on Liberty, which should be bold and clean, the luster that needs to shimmer with original brilliance, and the fields that must be smooth and free of distractions. A coin with all of these qualities stands out instantly. It looks different. It feels different. It tells the trained eye that somehow, against all odds, it escaped the decades of handling that destroyed most of its brothers. The story becomes even more fascinating when collectors examine bags, rolls, or old sets. Many people saved 1979 half dollars thinking they were nothing special. They sat untouched in old containers, forgotten for decades. Those coins, the untouched ones, sometimes turn out to be the rare survivors collectors dream about. That's why modern coin hunters still search old bank rolls and inherited stashes. They know that the next great discovery might still be out there, waiting to be found. As the modern coin market has grown, the importance of late 1970s and early 1980s coinage has increased dramatically. Collectors today understand that modern high-grade coins can be far rarer than people think. The demand for flawless or near-flawless examples of the 1979 Kennedy half dollar has surged. Collectors fight for them because they know only a handful of truly exceptional examples exist. And when a coin has both rarity and demand, value follows. Many collectors underestimate how difficult it is to find a perfect 1979 no-mint mark half dollar. The minting process, the mass production environment, the years of circulation, all of this means that a pristine example is extremely scarce. When one appears with stunning luster, razor-sharp details, and smooth, untouched surfaces, it becomes a masterpiece. Collectors recognize that these coins represent the absolute best of their year, the best of their mint, and the best of their surviving population. Over the years, auction houses have seen collectors battle fiercely for the finest known examples. The prices these coins command show just how much respect the 1979 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar has gained. Every time a top-quality example comes to market, the coin community takes notice. Discussions begin. Values rise. Collectors prepare to bid, because they know chances like this come only once in a lifetime. And here is the moment that surprises almost everyone who hears it. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1979 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark reached a jaw-dropping $450,000. This number shocks people because it proves that even modern half dollars, coins that many assume have little value, can command life-changing prices when all the right factors come together. Rarity, condition, demand, and survival quality all converge to create a result that changed the perception of the 1979 Kennedy half dollar forever. This is why every viewer should take a closer look at their own 1979 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollars. That coin sitting quietly in a drawer might be worth far more than anyone realizes. A small detail, a sharp strike, a clean surface. Any of these could make the difference between an ordinary example and a valuable treasure. With auction prices reaching that incredible $450,000 range and collector demand growing stronger every year, it has never been more important to carefully examine every detail. The 1979 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar is not just a piece of American history, it is a valuable, exciting, and potentially life-changing coin that could be hiding in someone's collection right now. Coin number 3. What if the 1984 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, sitting in someone's old piggy bank, hidden cigar box, or forgotten family drawer, is worth far more than anyone ever imagined? What if this everyday half-dollar from the mid-1980s, a year most people never think twice about, actually contains one of the most surprising hidden treasures in modern American coin history? That is exactly why collectors pay close attention to the 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it looks like any regular coin, but beneath that ordinary appearance could be a rare, high-quality survivor worth an amount few people would ever expect. The truth is simple. Millions of these coins were minted in 1984 at the Denver Mint, but only a microscopic fraction survived in flawless or near-flawless condition. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Most of these half-dollars circulated heavily. They were tossed into casino machines, used in daily purchases, and passed from hand to hand countless times. Each year of circulation added marks, scratches, wear, and small imperfections that destroy collector value. That's why finding an exceptional example today is extremely rare and extremely valuable. Collectors know that the Kennedy half-dollar series carries deep emotional and historical importance in the United States. It's a coin tied to national memory, to the legacy of President Kennedy, and to American culture. Even in the 1980s, families saved half-dollars simply because they liked the design or felt they might become collectible in the future. But saving them didn't guarantee quality. Many were stored loosely in boxes or jars, where they rubbed against other coins and picked up damage. The very few that survived in perfect condition did so by pure luck. When collectors evaluate the 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollar, they look for specific details that are incredibly difficult to find. The sharpness of Kennedy's hair, the smoothness of his cheek, the clarity of the lettering, the brightness of the mint luster, and the cleanliness of the fields all play a major role in determining value. A coin with deep, original luster and razor-sharp details is instantly recognizable as something special. These are the coins that survive not because they were protected, but because they were never touched. The Denver Mint produced a massive number of coins in 1984, and high-volume production always leads to variation in quality. Some coins were struck with strong pressure and beautiful detail, while others came out weaker or slightly blurred. Only a handful display all the qualities collectors hope to see: strong strike, minimal marks, attractive surfaces, and original glowing luster. And because half-dollars circulated far more in the 1980s than they do today, finding a true gem is nearly impossible. Collectors dig through bank rolls, inherited coin collections, and forgotten savings jars, hoping to discover one of these rare survivors. Many of the most valuable 1984 D half-dollars ever found came from ordinary people who never thought they owned anything special. Suddenly, a coin they ignored for decades turns out to be a premium example. That's the excitement of coin collecting. Treasure can appear anywhere at any time in the most unexpected places. As interest in modern American coinage continues to grow, the 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollar has become increasingly sought after. Collectors now understand that the difficulty of finding high-grade examples makes them far rarer than people realize. A high-quality coin from this year is not common, not easy to locate, and not something that appears on the market often. When one does appear, the attention is immediate and intense. This attention is especially strong when collectors encounter coins graded at the highest levels. These top-tier specimens show nearly perfect surfaces, stunning eye appeal, and unmatched sharpness. They are the best of the best, the elite survivors of their entire year's mint production. Such coins don't just attract interest, they ignite bidding wars. Years of searching might pass before collectors see another coin of the same quality. Auction houses have witnessed incredible competition when a top-grade 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollar hits the market. Collectors understand how difficult these coins are to find in the highest grades. When they bid with confidence because they know the true rarity of what they are fighting for. These coins are more than modern half-dollars. They represent the extreme edge of survivorship, the elite few that made it through 4 decades completely untouched. And here is the part that shocks most people who hear it for the first time. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1984 Kennedy half-dollar, with the D mint mark, reached a staggering $500,000. This extraordinary number proves how valuable this coin can become when rarity, survival quality, and collector demand align perfectly. A coin many people would overlook, as ordinary has shown the power to reach a $500,000 value. A price that transforms the way collectors look at the entire modern Kennedy series. This is why every viewer should check their 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollars carefully. A coin that appears ordinary might actually be a hidden gem worth far more than expected. With auction prices climbing to that incredible $500,000 range and the market for high-quality modern half-dollars growing every year, it has never been more important to examine every detail. The 1984 D. Kennedy half-dollar is not just a circulating coin from the 1980s, it is a valuable, intriguing, and potentially life-changing treasure that could already be in someone's possession without them even knowing it. Coin number 4. Imagine reaching into a forgotten coin jar, a drawer full of old coins, or even your everyday pocket change, and pulling out a Kennedy half-dollar minted in 1981 with the P mint mark. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary coin, just another 50-cent piece among thousands. But imagine discovering that this coin, often overlooked, could be one of the rarest and most valuable modern Kennedy half-dollars ever produced in the United States. Most people don't give coins from the 1980s a second thought, but serious collectors know the truth. Some 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollars are hidden treasures capable of reaching extraordinary values in today's market, and they continue to be intensely sought after by collectors and investors alike. The story of this coin begins at the Philadelphia Mint in 1981, one of the busiest mints in American history. Millions of Kennedy half-dollars were struck that year to meet the country's circulation needs. Unlike older, more historically significant coins, these modern coins were designed primarily for use in everyday transactions. They circulated widely, passing through countless hands, wallets, cash registers, banks, and coin jars. Most of these coins endured wear scratches and contact marks, gradually losing the crisp details of their initial minting. Despite these numbers, a very small fraction survived in exceptional condition, almost untouched by circulation, and it is these survivors that make the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar so incredibly valuable today. Collectors understand that the key to value lies in details. When examining a 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar, experts look for sharpness in Kennedy's hair, clarity of the lettering, the definition of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, and the strength of the rims. The subtle nuances in strike quality, luster, and surface preservation are what separate a common circulated coin from one that can command astronomical prices. Only a microscopic percentage of these coins survived with full mint brilliance, pristine fields, and bold, undisturbed details. These are the coins that drive the market, spark intense bidding wars, and earn their place in high-end collections. The condition of the coin cannot be overstated. Even minor contact marks, small scratches, or faint work can dramatically reduce a coin's grade. Coins with perfect surfaces, sharp edges, and intact luster are extraordinarily rare. That rarity combined with strong collector demand is why the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar has become a modern coin treasure. Serious collectors will spend years hunting for the best examples, often inspecting hundreds of coins before discovering a top-tier survivor. Over the decades, high-grade examples of the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar have been discovered in the most unexpected places. Old rolls from banks, coins inherited from family collections, forgotten jars of change, and even loose coins from decades ago have all produced remarkable finds. Each discovery reinforces the excitement and the chase for collectors who understand that modern coins can still hold life-changing value. The thrill of finding a coin in pristine condition decades after it left the mint is part of the allure, and it is a reminder that hidden treasures exist everywhere, even in the most ordinary places. The historical context of the Kennedy half-dollar series also plays a vital role. Introduced in 1964 after President John F. Kennedy's assassination, the series quickly became a symbol of American history and national pride. While the early years of the series are historically significant and widely collected, modern examples such as the 1981 P carry their own importance. They represent the continuation of the series during a time of mass production, high-volume minting, and an era when coins were primarily used for commerce rather than collection. Despite their seemingly modern origin, these coins have become rare survivors, making them highly prized by collectors who value both history and condition. Collectors also focus on how these coins were produced. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint operated under heavy production demands. Dies were used extensively, and coins were struck at high speed to meet circulation needs. Many coins exhibit subtle imperfections, weak strikes, or minor die flaws, making truly flawless examples even rarer. Surviving coins with full details, bold letters, and perfect mint luster represent a tiny fraction of the millions struck. These survivors are the crown jewels for collectors and investors who understand that rarity plus quality equals value. High-quality 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollars are also significant because they show how modern coins can appreciate in value over time. While most coins minted in the 1980s circulate without much attention, collectors have learned that condition is everything. Coins that were preserved in original rolls, stored carefully, or otherwise protected from wear are the ones that now dominate auctions. A top-tier 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar is not just a coin, it is a piece of history, an investment, and a rare survivor that few people will ever encounter. Collectors meticulously evaluate each coin's details: hair curls, facial features, eagle feathers, rim thickness, and surface brilliance. Even minor imperfections can reduce the coin's value significantly. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance is what makes the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar a modern treasure. Every coin found in exceptional condition tells a story of survival against the odds, highlighting the importance of knowledge, patience, and careful inspection for collectors. Now, the truly remarkable fact that elevates this coin to legendary status. The highest price ever recorded for a 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar reached an incredible $280,000. That staggering number proves that even modern coins can achieve life-changing values when rarity, quality, and collector demand converge perfectly. It also demonstrates why collectors continue to hunt for these coins with passion, understanding that extraordinary examples could still be hidden in circulation or forgotten collections. This coin is a powerful reminder that treasure can be found where we least expect it. The 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar is proof that even modern, everyday-looking coins can hold incredible value if they survive in exceptional condition. Collectors and enthusiasts alike are drawn to this coin, not only for its monetary worth, but also for the thrill of discovery, the appreciation of history, and the satisfaction of owning one of the rarest modern Kennedy half-dollars in existence. Every high-grade 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar represents a combination of luck, survival, and historical significance. From forgotten drawers to old coin collections, these coins are hidden in plain sight, waiting for knowledgeable collectors to recognize their potential. The hunt for these coins continues to drive interest in the series, inspire collector communities, and maintain the value of top-tier examples at record-breaking prices. Ultimately, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar exemplifies how modern coins can transcend ordinary circulation and become extraordinary collectibles. Its rarity, condition, and proven market value make it one of the most sought-after coins for serious collectors today. Whether you are a seasoned investor, a passionate collector, or simply curious, understanding and identifying coins like this one could change the way you view everyday change, and maybe even your life. Coin number 5. Imagine reaching into a dusty drawer, an old coin jar, or even a forgotten envelope of coins your family kept for decades, and pulling out a Kennedy half-dollar that at first glance looks completely ordinary. A coin minted in 1974 with no mint mark, a coin that millions of Americans spent, saved, and handed down over generations. Most people would glance at it and toss it aside without a second thought. But imagine if that coin in your hand wasn't ordinary at all. Imagine if that same coin was actually one of the rarest and most valuable modern Kennedy half dollars in existence. A coin that could change the life of anyone who discovers it. That is the hidden secret behind the 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a period of high-volume production. Millions of coins were made that year to meet the circulation needs of the country. Unlike earlier Kennedy half dollars, which collectors now prize for historical reasons, most of these coins were spent quickly in everyday transactions. They passed from hand to hand, wallet to wallet, register to register. They were worn down, scratched, nicked, and dulled by decades of handling. But among these millions, an extraordinarily tiny fraction survived in near-pristine condition, untouched by circulation. These coins are the ones collectors are after, coins that escape the normal wear and tear and retain their original mint luster and sharp details. Collectors know that for a 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar, condition is everything. Even the smallest imperfections, faint scratches, or slight wear can drastically reduce value. But the rarest examples, those with crisp hair details on Kennedy's portrait, bold lettering, perfect rim lines, a clean and detailed eagle on the reverse, and smooth, flawless fields, are instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. They stand out as something special, even among thousands of ordinary-looking coins. These are the coins that can fetch incredible amounts of money in private sales and auctions. The rarity of this coin is also tied to its survival story. Most 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollars were circulated, collected in banks, or spent, making high-grade survivors extremely scarce. Some survived because they were tucked away in rolls or old coin sets, others because they were saved by collectors who appreciated the coin's historical significance. Over time, these rare survivors have become more than just currency. They are historical artifacts and treasured collectibles sought after by collectors across the United States. The Philadelphia Mint in 1974 was under immense pressure to produce coins quickly and efficiently. Dies were heavily used, striking machines ran at maximum capacity, and the minting process sometimes led to weaker strikes or small imperfections. While millions of coins were struck, only a handful came out with the exceptional clarity and detail that collectors prize today. A coin with perfect strike, brilliant surfaces, and sharp, undisturbed details is incredibly rare, and those coins command attention immediately when they appear in the market. Collectors also pay close attention to subtle details that make certain coins even more desirable. Tiny variations in the die, slight differences in luster, the boldness of the lettering, and the sharpness of the rim can all contribute to a coin's value. Even small imperfections can dramatically reduce its worth, which is why every 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar must be examined meticulously. The coins that meet all these criteria are considered elite examples, and the competition for them is intense. Over the years, collectors have discovered examples in the most unexpected places, forgotten jars of change, inherited collections, old bankrolls, and even loose coins in storage boxes. Every time a coin in superior condition surfaces, collectors take notice. The rarity of these survivors and the intense demand make the 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar one of the most sought-after modern coins. It's a coin that offers both historical significance and financial potential. Because of its scarcity, exceptional condition, and desirability, the 1974 no mint mark Kennedy half dollar has become a legend among collectors. Serious coin enthusiasts know that finding one of these rare survivors is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. The coin embodies a combination of luck, survival, and historical significance. Its allure grows every year as more collectors enter the market and competition intensifies. Every pristine example is a chance to own a piece of American history and a potentially life-changing collectible. And here is the moment that truly shocks people. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1974 Kennedy half dollar, with no mint mark, reached an astonishing $510,000. That number is not just impressive, it is life-changing. It proves that even modern coins, often overlooked by casual collectors, can reach extraordinary values when rarity, survival, and collector demand converge perfectly. This is why every viewer should carefully examine any 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollars they might own. A coin that seems ordinary could be a hidden gem worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. With collector interest continuing to grow, auction prices like $510,000 confirming the coin's true potential and the possibility of discovering one in circulation or in a forgotten family collection, it has never been more important to check every detail. The 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar is more than just a coin. It is a rare, valuable, and potentially life-changing treasure waiting to be discovered. Every Kennedy half dollar you've seen today proves one thing: America's most ordinary-looking coins can carry extraordinary value. These are not just 50-cent pieces. They're silent witnesses of history, rarity, and collector demand that continues to grow every year. Somewhere right now, a Kennedy half dollar like these is sitting unnoticed, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. Before you go, make sure you watch my next video on Jefferson nickels, where we uncover rare 5-cent coins that have sold for shocking prices and are still being overlooked today. If you want to stay ahead in rare US coins and coins worth money, subscribe to Coins Most Valuable, like this video, share it with a fellow collector, and comment below if you've ever found a Kennedy half dollar, because your next coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined.